All right, everybody, welcome back to the deep dive. We are diving headfirst into the Senko Hanabi Tournament. This first bracket, bracket A, it was a doozy. Senko Hanabi, of course, for you newcomers, is this amazing Japanese firework. It's like a handheld firework, but so much more delicate and beautiful.
Yeah, and the skill it takes to craft these things and then to light them and get the perfect burn. I mean, it's an art form for sure.
An art form with a whole lot of fiery competition.
That's right. And we have got the footage. We have got the tournament breakdown. We are ready to dissect Bracket A and see how this new tournament format is playing out. Remember, this year we have 40 amateur teams all duking it out.
40 amateur teams, yeah. Split into 8 starting brackets, 5 teams in each bracket. And the big change, they went back to a round-robin format.
Yeah, remember last year when Hemes of Fire, the #1 seed, got knocked out so early?
Total shocker.
Yeah, there was a lot of controversy after that. So this new, well, actually, it's kind of an old system. It makes sure that every team in a bracket plays every other team. 10 matches per bracket. That's a lot of fireworks.
So much action to cover. And each match, that's where the points come in. So you get a point for a good dross ball.
That's that molten ball of fire at the tip of the Senko. Absolutely crucial.
You get a point for throwing sparks, a point for branching, and of course a point if you win the match.
Right, and no tiebreakers within the bracket itself. If the top 2 teams are within half a point of each other, then we go to the tiebreakers. Head-to-head, did one beat the other during their match? Fewest 0-score matches, most wins, most branching displays. And if it's still tied, then it goes to the judges.
Talk about pressure. The top scorer from each bracket is guaranteed a spot in the semifinals, but there are also 2 wildcard spots up for grabs for the next 2 highest scoring teams overall.
So even if you don't win your bracket, you still have a chance.
You got it. Then it's on to the semifinals and then the final bracket to crown the champion. So that's the format. Our mission today, to break down Bracket A, all the highlights, all the upsets, everything.
Let's do it.
All right, so in Bracket A, we had 5 teams. We had Red Hot Chili Dross. We had Sigma Senko Squad.
Oh, yeah, Sigma Senko Squad.
We had Skibidi. We had Strawberry Shortcakes. And then, well...
the infamous inappropriate team name.
Yes, very memorable. All right, let's jump right into it. Match number 1, Red Hot Chili Dross versus Sigma Senko Squad.
Now, Red Hot Chili Dross, they came out strong right out of the gate. They got that Dross ball going. They had some nice sparking.
They were racking up those points.
And Sigma Senko Squad, you know, they take their Senko Hanabi seriously. The pre-match footage showed all their training. They were meditating. They were doing calligraphy. They even had this extreme sparkler juggling routine.
Wow.
But it wasn't enough. Red Hot Chili Dross took the win pretty decisively.
Yeah, they looked really good in that first match. Match number 2, Skibidi versus Strawberry Shortcakes.
Oh, this was a fun one. Skibidi really started out hot. Lots of arcing, lots of sparking. They were putting on a show.
And get this, the commentators were saying that Strawberry Shortcakes burn, it actually smelled like strawberries.
Really?
I know, isn't that something?
That's dedication.
You know, a nice touch.
Yeah.
But in the end, it wasn't enough. Skibidi took the win.
Now, match number 3. This one was a bit of a head-scratcher. Strawberry Shortcakes versus inappropriate team name. At first, it was kind of a slow burn, literally. No sparks, no dross ball, just burning. But then, inappropriate team name, well, they had what the commentators called an inappropriate burn.
Yeah, and they even showed the replay in slow motion. You could see exactly what happened. They completely destroyed a piece of equipment, like a $10,000 rig. Gone.
Not exactly what you want to see at a Senko Hanabi tournament. But here's the kicker. The judges actually gave the win to Strawberry Shortcake.
It's a charity call, they called it.
Yeah, I guess, because they didn't destroy any equipment.
So that was an interesting one. Moving on to match number 4. Skibidi was back in action this time against Sigma Senko Squad. We already talked about their rigorous training regimen. But Skibidi, they came back strong in this match with some great branching and sparking. It looked like they got all 4 points, putting them in first place in the bracket.
The round-robin format really keeps things interesting. One loss doesn't mean you're out of the running.
Exactly. Match number 5, Sigma Senko Squad, facing off against Strawberry Shortcakes. You know, Strawberry Shortcakes, they brought a real sense of fun to the competition. They were handing out baked goods. They had these really cool Senko Hanabi t-shirts that they were selling online.
Gotta love their entrepreneurial spirit.
And you wouldn't believe it, they actually beat Sigma Senko Squad. It looked like Sigma Squad was having some trouble getting a good dross ball in that match.
Goes to show even the smallest technical issues can have a big impact. All right, match number 6, inappropriate team name versus Red Hot Chili Dross.
What happened? Another inappropriate burn from inappropriate team name.
Color me surprised.
It's becoming a trend. But Red Hot Chili Dross stayed focused and got another win.
They were looking really good at this point.
Yeah, they were. Match number 7, Skibidi versus Inappropriate Team Name. Now, Skibidi had a fantastic start in this match. Dross ball, sparking, arsing, branching, they were hitting all the marks.
Textbook Senko Hanabi.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Inappropriate Team Name, though, they were struggling, and the judges actually stopped their display early.
Really?
Yeah, it didn't even look like they were going to get a Dross ball.
Yeah.
Tough break.
Sometimes you just got to cut your losses, I guess.
That brings us to match number 8, the big one, Red Hot Chili Dross versus Skibidi. This was the matchup everybody was waiting for. 2 of the top teams in the bracket going head-to-head, and it did not disappoint.
It was a close one. Red Hot Chili Dross, they had this beautiful, tight, pulsing dross ball, and their branching was top-notch.
But Skibidi put up a good fight. In the end, though, Red Hot Chili Dross edged them out. But what's interesting is that despite the loss, Skibidi, they still held on to first place in the bracket at this point. That's the beauty of the round-robin format.
You're absolutely right. Every match counts. Now, during one of the breaks in the coverage, they actually took a call from a viewer, Tony, from Chicago.
Oh, yeah, Tony. He was not happy.
Not happy at all. He was still fuming about a dross ball call from the previous match.
He called it garbage, and he thought it completely changed the outcome of the match.
You know, I understand his frustration. Judging in any competition is always going to be subjective to a certain extent.
Right. And Tony, he even brought up the idea of bias and suggested that the tournament needed professional full-time judges. It really sparked a conversation about the judging standards and fairness in the tournament.
And that's an important conversation to have. The judges have a huge impact on the competition.
Absolutely. Okay, let's move on to match number 9. Sigma Senko Squad versus Inappropriate Team Name. Now, this was a weird one.
Oh, yeah, I remember this one.
Both teams had an overburn. That's when the Senko burns completely without forming a dross ball. It makes you wonder what Inappropriate Team Name was going for. Were they trying to make a statement? Were they just having a bad day?
It definitely added to their mystique. All right, last match of the bracket match number 10, Strawberry Shortcakes versus Red Hot Chili Dross. And unfortunately for Strawberry Shortcakes, they had another overburn. No dross ball for them.
But Red Hot Chili Dross, they finished strong. They had the pulsing dross ball, the sparking, the branching, everything. They ended the bracket on a high note.
And with that, they secured their spot in the next stage of the tournament.
They had a flawless run, a perfect 10 for 10.
Red Hot Chili Dross, the team to beat.
So there you have it, bracket A of the 2025 Senko Hanabi Tournament. We had stunning displays, we had shocking upsets, and some very interesting judging decisions.
This new round-robin format, it really shakes things up. You can't take anything for granted.
And that is just the beginning, folks. We have 7 more brackets to go, each one with 5 incredible teams ready to light up the sky. Coming up next, we're diving into bracket B.
Yeah, we've got 5 new teams to meet, all with their own unique styles and techniques.
So stay tuned. You won't want to miss a single spark.
See you next time.